Hello, everyone. Really long time no see. I am really sorry that I was not able to upload the video for the class. And thank you very much for waiting. And this is the sixth video. It's about sustainability and disaster reduction. So let's start. We will talk about the relationship between sustainability and disaster reduction. So first of all, when we think about disasters, we have a lot of earthquake and natural disasters in Japan. This is one photo of Kobe newspapers about Hanshin Awaji earthquake, which happened in 1995. And when an earthquake happens, which SDGs would it affect? It can affect many goals. For example, number 11 is about sustainable cities. But when there is an earthquake, these sustainable cities may be damaged. Okay. And if this city is damaged, maybe food will be not delivered. We cannot use cars. People cannot travel. So there will be hunger because people cannot get food. People cannot get medicine. So there will be a lot of problems, medical problems. So this will affect SDG number 3. It will also affect people's income. It will affect the energy. It will affect education because people cannot go to school. They cannot go to university. So earthquake is about disaster reduction. So earthquake is about SDGs 11, but it can also affect other goals like 4, 3, 2, 7, 8, and many others. Okay, so that's why I'm talking about disaster reduction in relation to SDGs. So as I said before, Hanshin Awaji earthquake happened in 1995. I was just 7 years old when the earthquake happened, and I lived in Kobe, just like I do now. And it was really chaotic when the earthquake occurred. These are the photos of the Hanshin Awaji earthquake, and you can see that the highway is broken. There are a lot of fires. The highway is like cut in between. The buildings were collapsed. So it's very difficult scene to really look at. And it happened only 28 years ago. It's not 100 years ago, but just 28 years ago. So that's why there are world conferences on disaster risk reduction, and they have been held 3 times in Japan. So the first one is in Yokohama. This world conference is United Nations conference. So every time we have this WCDRR conference taking place, we have United Nations people like this. And this is the Sendai's conference. So people from all around the world gathered in Sendai to discuss disaster risk reduction. So the first time it was held in Japan was in 1994 in Yokohama. And the second time was 2005 in Kobe. And the third time is in Sendai in 2015. So you can see that basically when an earthquake happens in Japan, for example, Hanshin Awaji earthquake, and then World Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction is also held. And when there is a 3/11 earthquake in Japan, and the World Conference is also held in Sendai in 2015. So these earthquakes and the World Conferences are closely linked together. When an earthquake happens, we go to these places and discuss disaster risk reduction. Also, Kobe City and Hyogo Prefecture promotes a lot of academic exchanges about disaster reduction. So this is the University of Hyogo, and they have now a graduate school of disaster resilience and governance. So in this graduate school, there are many people working and learning at the same time in this place. This is located in Kobe City, a little bit away from Sanomiya, but they accept not only students but also working people, and they do studies about how to mitigate, how to reduce the disaster risk. Okay, This graduate school was opened several years ago. I think it was in 2017. So this is still a very young graduate school, but Kobe is very proud to really not only just pass down on the experience of the earthquake, but also make academic contribution to the future generations. And just this January, I did interpretation for DRA Forum. This is Disaster Risk Reduction Alliance Forum held in Kobe City. So in this forum, there are a lot of experts invited to speak at the conference. And I did simultaneous interpretation, just like this. This is the interpretation device. And you press this button to translate into English, and this button to translate into Japanese. Okay, so this is my job, and these are the speakers. They talked about the disaster reduction in relation to SDGs. And a very important thing is that we had a guest speaker from Turkey. So this person is from Turkey. He also made a presentation about how the lessons in Japan are reflected and helpful in Turkey in disaster reduction. So this was a very good opportunity to get to know about the connection between Japan and Turkey. But the sad thing is, of course, that just 1 month later, in February, the Turkey-Syria earthquake of 2023 occurred, killing tens of thousands of people. It's a nightmare to me. And I'm really feeling sad. I feel really unfortunate that this earthquake happened in Turkey, because just in the 1 month before, I was translating for a Turkish person. So I just cannot help but think that my interpretation may not have resulted in the prevention of earthquake and disaster reduction. So of course, we don't know when earthquakes will happen, but it's very unfortunate to know that earthquake happened right after that interpretation job. So my summary of this video is the following. Of course, Kobe experienced Hanshin-Awaji earthquake and is at the center of disaster reduction. So Kobe has hosted World Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction in 2005, and they also have the University of Hyogo as a graduate school for disaster resilience and governance. So Kobe is making a lot of efforts to really share the experiences of earthquake. But unfortunately, the experience has not yet fully helped other countries' disaster reduction. So just sharing the experience, telling the experience may not be enough. So I think more activities are needed to make people be aware of the importance of disaster reduction. So more needs to be done, I think. So if we can really help reduce the disaster risk and damages, then we can also help achieve, this SDGs, because preventing earthquakes can really help contribute to not only SDG 11, but also SDG 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, and many others. And of course, in order to prevent and reduce disaster risk, we have to work together. So that's about SDG number 17. So it's very important for us to understand the relationship between the earthquakes and natural disasters and the SDGs, how they're related to each other. It's very important for us to understand that. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. And for the students, I really am sorry that this video came out so late, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to see you after watching this video. Thank you so much.